Alice sadly became the first person to die following a BBL procedure in the UK. Alice was getting this procedure on Monday at around 11:30 when an ambulance was called. 2 people have been arrested on suspicion of manslaughter, including above Jordan, dubbed the Lip King.
This Jordan, this Lip King person who is just like, I mean, you shouldn't go to someone who looks like that to do your filler, but he is kind of desperate for fame and has been for a very long time. He's appeared on many, many reality TV shows, both in the UK and the US, and it's just, yeah.
Quick deep dive into Jordan, also known as the Lip King, brought me to an article from the BBC November 2023, whereby another client of
BBC
had complications. This lady was following a weight loss treatment plan prescribed by the Lip King, and she had complications and said that she went to A&E vomiting blood. Under UK law, it is illegal to carry out these procedures. Now more than ever, we do need to call for tighter rules and regulations in the aesthetics industry. How many more complications or lives need to be lost before we do something about it?
He injected somebody with a weight loss jab, right? Unlicensed weight loss jab sold on social media. I did my own research, but I didn't see anywhere that anyone was suffering to this level. The BBC made several attempts to contact Mr. Park, who's the Lip King, but he did not respond. He was giving out weight loss jabs to people that were so, I guess, illegal that it made this person vomit blood. So let's just take a closer look at this person.
Hello, my name's Jordan and I'm from England and I am addicted to lip filler. I've had filler in my chin, both lips, both...
But, who is doing this to people's faces? The people that do this kind of thing to people's faces, if it's not themselves, need to go to prison.
cheeks, smile lines on my forehead, and I've had Botox here. Yeah, I can't really move. Can't really move my face.
I have my own clinic in Manchester now. I've got my license to do fillers.
You're allowed to stick needles in people and inject whatever you want?
Yeah.
It sounds like Jordan got a license to fill. Hopefully, that license comes with some skill.
It very clearly doesn't. Now, this isn't even the second time that there's been complications when someone has gone to see this moron for stuff. And huge shout out to it's Becca Smith here because she is on top of everything.
WhatsApp messages from the Lip King. Yesterday we posted about the heartbreaking news that Alice, mum of 5, became the first person in the UK to die following a BBL procedure carried out in the UK. This procedure was carried out by the notorious Lip King, also known as Jordan. I did mention...
Can I just say, BBLs as well, people have died of this on a surgery level. What makes you think you can do it in your little place when you don't know what you're doing?
And a quick deep dive on Jordan brought me to an article from November 2023 where another woman was hospitalised after receiving treatment from Jordan. Since posting about Jordan, dubbed the Lip King, I've received an alarming amount of messages from his previous clients.
Okay, I'm just going to read this out to you here. So they're messaging Jordan, hey, the other day I had a really bad turn off those injections, making me very sick and bedbound. I don't know whether these are the weight loss injections or injections in general. I even had to take time off work. I listened to what you advised, but it made me really ill. I didn't mention it to you as I thought the side effects may be normal. I've just seen an article saying these injections have been sold incorrectly by you. I no longer want to take these as it's been confirmed dangerous, but I've also lost out on a lot of money. Is there anything we can do about this? To which Jordan then replies, hey babe. Hey, when do people do it? It sounds as it's not suited to you. Yeah, because they are illegal. It does not suit everyone. Sorry to hear that. Send it back and I will offer... Why send it back? Why do you need to have that back? And I will send you an £150 refund. How does that sound? I tried it and it did not work for you. Oh, you tried it and it didn't work for you. It's like saying, you know what? It doesn't work for everyone.
The client advised me they were bedbound for days and the effects lasted over a week. At the time, she didn't feel comfortable reporting Jordan and didn't know who she should report to. She has today confirmed that she has given this information to West Midlands Police.
There are few aesthetic places, right, that do injections that just pop up and down, and they don't last because a lot of the time the people don't know what they're doing, and other people who are very well qualified, the person I go to, for example, ends up correcting other people's mistakes. That can be potentially dangerous because they don't know how to fix their own mistakes. So after killing somebody, he just goes about his business, right?
So the Lip King, aka Jordan Parks, has been seen for the first time since the passing of Alice following her BBL dermal filler treatment. He was accompanied by an officer who had been asking him questions, and this is what he said. When asked, Jordan James Park was asked to comment on the death of a 33-year-old Alice Webb. When approached by Mail Online, he said, "I can't talk to nobody. I was arrested, but I've been released." I mean, for me, looking at these pictures and zooming in on them, he's full glam. Like, when you've just caused
You just killed
someone to pass away, and you could be the one that is responsible,
Right.
but you're over here, full glam, earrings, everything, hiding behind glasses. I mean, I'm not being funny, but if that was me, if I caused that poor person to lose her life
Die.
and affect her children and her partner, there is no way you're going to see me putting on makeup. There's no way I'm even going to be thinking about putting on makeup
Right.
or even getting ready.
I'm with you. I feel like that's absolutely insane to be like, you have just caused the loss of someone's life, and yet you're walking around. But you know what? I feel like this person, this kind of attention, no matter what it is, they look super happy about it. They would love that kind of attention. So quick little fill-in information here. This person that you're seeing in this picture, the girl on the left, her name is Gemma Parisian, I believe it's pronounced, and she works with the Lipstick King, or they did stuff together, and they've been known to get, you know, surgeries together and go through all this kind of stuff. They were basically holding training while this happened, some great training this is, and there have been some rumors about what happened while this was happening. So Gemma took to her Facebook in a now deleted or privated status, saying what really happened, and one of her friends decided to chime in and comment on this and try and defend her. So her friend then replied to the statement and said, "I've decided to write this post as I think it's unfair that people are slating a person for something they haven't done or they know the facts of. That poor lady who lost her life was actually at a training day that took place at Gemma's salon. She wasn't involved in the training, it was just on her premises. The same as a lot of other salons do. The Lip King does aesthetic days at numerous salons, clinics in Gloucester. The lady did the training to be able to do this exact treatment in her own business. After the training finished, she requested Jordan do the procedure on her. Gemma was not even present when it was done. She was actually upstairs on the phone to myself at the time. She wasn't present as the training was nothing to do with her. Luckily, the police will be able to verify the time we were on the phone, and I can confirm she wasn't in the salon at the time. The person who did this treatment was Jordan. Unfair, I think it says that all the nastiness going around social media saying awful things at Gemma, this could have happened at any other salon in Gloucester he holds clinics at, so maybe direct all the nastiness towards him, the person who is responsible, not someone who wasn't there. Wait for the truth to come out before you decide she's guilty of anything."
What's most concerning about Emma's status is that she says
Team
that Gemma wasn't
deathmatch.
present.
We have our orders.
According to
See it
Gemma's
through.
close associate, Alice was sent
Hostile blast trap. The lead is ours.
And allegedly, Gemma.
You're falling behind, Crimson.
Requesting recon above.
They're done. We're winning. Keep it that way.
Alice didn't sign any form of a waiver, and it is rumoured that the pair was intoxicated. Now, what's even more...
Oh, you know what? Again, there's this whole thing in the UK. People do like a one...
Green line disrupted.
They think they can do everything, anything. So dangerous. I know it feels like you might just be in... But where does it sit? You know, there's loads of stuff you need to know. There are reasons why people are more professional and more experienced and better at this than other people. It can be deadly. Please. It's not worth going cheaper just because they have a discount, or there's a voucher, or you saw it on Groupon. It's not worth it. This is your body, this is your face.
Shock charge identified.
Thank you so much for joining me. Please be careful. Let me know your opinions below, and I will see you in the next video.
UAV in the air.
Every single person on this planet is gay.
Are we recording? Guys, I got the sound. What is this, my show now? Okay. Oh, there we go.
Loves rich people, just, anybody that's
Okay, great, man.
This is friend of the show, best friend of the show. Hold on. You know it ain't news if it ain't got views, so let me check the views. 8,000.
Shock.
Okay, let's check it out.
people are looking.
Push them back! Blast trap!
In the men's bathroom, that was probably one of the best.
Enemy sentry turret detected in your AO.
Substantially, statistically, that Wallston.
Let Vinny cook.
I think things.
Concussion grenade!
Opportunities.
Throwing stun.
And ask about Walsh. You were talking. You said you had some of the things. He asked me what was in. What
Get a UAV on grid.
And I wanted one of the specifics. Of things that you did. Okay. So.
It's my favorite show. It's where I got my news. Where I got my news from.
Hostile care
This is one of
package
my
inbound.
favorite things about the PvD show. Sam Cedar says something, then there's like silence. He didn't ask you about that guy. And Sam Cedar's like, the guy just asked me about him. And then the guy's like, asking about him. Then PvD's like, wait. There's a lot of that in this show. Wait, what was it just saying? Bring up on
Requesting COAV above.
Sending incendiary! Enemy UAV inbound.
One Elon Musk.
Give him a break, Sam.
Hey, they were nice to
Okay, shot. What, like a roller rink or something where you can rink the lockers? I don't know, but Sam.
What is your problem?
His whole. That's Garcias. You guys remember this video? Yeah. The social security number.
All that
Social security number.
all that
And the amount of.
misinformation.
I mean, well, I almost feel like we should go through the whole video.
This is coming from
But
a
here it is.
socialist.
No. First off,
Yeah.
to not understand that these were not Social Security. They are non-citizens. Now, when you came to this country, you were an immigrant. Your parents came.
Come on, let's go!
Security numbers are here legally. They got their Social Security card.
MTC's nearly dry. Get serious.
Hostile blast trap.
The point is that you were with this value tame. Okay, you know what? We got to do a comment check. This comment section better be you're about to be value tamed by these comments. It's hard to win an argument with a smart person, but it's damn
Stunning back.
That's a quote from Bill Murray.
They better be talking about exactly. This was like watching a high school teacher trying to give his lesson.
Stand down, Crimson.
Hell of an effort, everyone. We earned that.
Completely wrong. Honestly, it doesn't even seem like you fully understand what tariffs actually mean. Damn, the comment section is not on PBD side. I don't agree with his use of the toilet, but the PBD squad were unarmed for this debate. To let him speak. Tough watch. That's what he tough watch. I mean, Sam is right. We did look at this the other day, this video where they're just like repeating stuff that Elon Musk says. My thing with Elon Musk is that, you know, if you're going to do this kind of thing, just don't go into specifics, you know? Oh, man. You know, Elon Musk could just be like, oh, we found all this fraud. Oh, you found all the fraud about that? Oh, not on me. Not on me. Just do that, you know, if you're going to lie.
Don't say everyone here. I said non-citizen.
I can't remember which one of you got it wrong. I think you did.
Just be specific. So you're thinking, but you
the video and go through it. But
I'm still trying to get to the point.
I just want to make it. Well, the point is they're not on.
Hey, look, I was saying some untrue things. What's the point? What's the point of this? I'm going to use that. I'm going to start using that. Somebody's like, hey, you said you'd be here 2 hours ago. What are you doing? What's your point? What's your point? Oh, the point is that we've been waiting for you for 2 hours. Yeah, well, get to the point. I'm still waiting. You're saying you waited for 2 hours. I'm waiting. I'm really the victim here who's waiting. That's classic Vinny. I love Vinny. Vinny's out here like...
Hold on, you're changing the subject now.
No, I'm not changing the subject.
I'm talking about that video and every one of those Social Security numbers that was handed out.
So how do you feel about the illegal immigrants that came to us 4 years?
I will get to illegal.
You don't care about those people.
I will get to the undocumented.
You cared about children.
But you don't want to talk about this, and I don't blame you because it's embarrassing.
No, but let me do
This is funny because, you know, PBD is kind of like caught in a lie or whatever you want to call it here. He is caught in a lie. But PBD's main strength is he's like a sales guy. He sounds good talking. He sounds convincing, and that's pretty much it. No idea what the hell he's doing or what he's talking about, but he sounds convincing. I've never seen like a version of this on YouTube that's so kind of obvious where he's like, oh man, this guy's really giving us one of these. Boom. Sam Cedar's like, bop, 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 bop. PBD's like, whoa, hey, just let me say something here. Let me talk over real quick. Now, what is your problem, man? This must be in like the objections book, you know, that the PBD has that he created.
Face off, team deathmatch.
If the prospects
destroy the enemy
that catch you in some kind of a lie, just talk over them. Classic sales tactic.
We got the lead. Now hold. This shit ain't working. We've lost the advantage.
All to legal non-citizens, and every one of those guys.
Shock out. Dad always taught us to make good on our debts.
So this guy said something, and this guy, I'm going to use a lot of this in my own life. I'm going to point at somebody like this guy right here, this son of a bitch right here, this treacherous son of a bitch right here, the dismissive point, we call it.
Set that shot out.
This video here.
Don't do the point.
Completely wrong. It was fascinating because I feel like you, at the very least, I believe that you care about the information that came out.
You don't.
This was all wrong.
Value tape. So this is all a lie. These guys are saying that people the government.
Come on, baby. telling me that the guy who will live on Mars in the next, what, 20
Lead
months,
done.
you telling me that that's bullshit? Yeah, right, man. I don't think Sam Cedar gets it.
Come on, you're losing this fight.
Because it's funny, and I like Patrick Bet-David. These guys are fun. Sam Cedar doesn't get it because all he cares about is
Policies. You guys have where do you think Bernie Sanders and AOC are gonna get their money from? Their donors. Are you kidding? Like, don't lie to yourself. For you to look and like, brother, you're talking about yesterday we lied. Hold on, ready for this? You're saying that we lied 2 days ago.
No, he's
you just lied, and you're gonna look like a fool.
Tally, mine.
But this must be
Pull it ahead.
I felt sorry for Vinny.
Got one.
You guys got everything on this thing wrong. You're just believing some comment. Don't even know what that is. Also, you were too. So we're check this out. Sam kind of missed the gap. The comedic arts for a while, but I cannot believe he missed this gap. Check this out.
That's the best part of it. And that's the because calm. Sam, let me say something. When your president says calm to the
Heads up, frag.
Damn it, we lost the lead.
Going on. Oh, C2.
I feel like Sam did miss a good on that knob for a long time. Still loud. Which one is C3?
Oh, wait.
Just keep doing it. I feel like Sam was going in that direction, but he's like, I gotta make this point about immigration or whatever. We should have just dragged that on for 2 or 3 minutes. Just C3. Okay, here we go. Here's another one of the jokes where he just starts talking and he's like, I'll figure out what the hell I'm talking about while I'm saying it. Here we go.
When you say you watch and you're saying these policies and you spew out these policies, the person does watch it. And if they've already outgrown it, because today the problem with false confidence, you know what others will do? They'll react to it and they'll say stuff. They'll keep coming to us to want to hear more of it because they'll say, at least you sound reasonable. And they'll say, I want to hear what John has to say. I want to hear what Joe has to say. I want to hear what Megan has to say. I want to hear what,
Okay, this is a lot of talking. So
Gotta move up. Hostile field upgrade there.
That guy says, they look at this, you know? So
Clock's ticking, Black Ops. Close this shit down.
Yeah.
Good for you.
But do you think
pretty good.
Do you think as people age, they become
Pretty
more
cute.
conservative or more liberal, more leftist?
I think it changes with the generation.
More of one or the other. Do you think? Like it's asking the question. Do you think as we age, do we become more liberal? This is a chart.
Okay.
As we
Let's fucking go!
That's pretty much exactly the same as we age, our brains get less dense.
When you age, the more you become less.
Catch myself up.
That finds you.
And I
Why
would also
some people
suggest,
now become more liberal?
RTV, Black Ops. We need to have a fucking
It's a bloody
conversation.
beatdown. I'm pulling the cord.
Exactly. So they gotta protect it. So they're like, hey man, at least, yeah.
So it might not be a Patrick. Boom. It's funny to still hear this. you know? That's been a little trope forever. Socially, that might be true. That younger people are like, what the hell is that? You know, this is cool. This is still cool. Like that kind of thing. But like this doesn't make sense anymore because like what does being a conservative even mean anymore? It means we like Elon Musk, okay? All right. It means we defend anything Elon Musk does. Okay. It means we watch certain movies and only those. Okay. That definitely seems like a law of nature of some kind. Okay. Patrick Bet David is a little bit older. He's like in his late 40s. So he probably heard this on talk radio or something growing up or something. I think this is one you got to let go of. You know, as people get older, they realize that you shouldn't damage an Elon Musk car.
How did Charlie Kirk start?
I don't care how he started. I'm asking how he's finishing.
Okay, this is the funniest. This might be the funniest moment of the whole thing. How did Charlie Kirk start? I don't care how he started. I care how he's finishing. It's not how you start. It's how you finish. I have a poster of that, Sam. Ever thought of that, moron? Ever thought of that, you?
Pendejo.
What do you mean? So much in the last 18 months?
Going to colleges? No. Going to colleges? What do you mean? Yeah, how did TPUSA get started?
Speed of kill confirmed.
My assumption was he was going to college talking to
I
students.
actually want to hear what he says because
Enemy here.
He's gonna say. I want to hear the shtick. Next. We actually don't know how he started, but whatever you're saying, I know it's gonna be the shtick, the last bullshit.
Injecting still.
I'm watching a billionaire to start.
so
It's just the truth.
there is no
What's wrong with that? Listen,
It's given us
the last 18 months.
What is that? It's money.
I mean, to
Guys, let me respectfully. I just figured out who you are.
Whoa.
I'm telling you, I just figured out who you are.
hostile start.
Deep down inside of you are
Catching up.
a deep-rooted feeling matching the qualities of a communist that wants to tell you what to do. Oh my God, you think you know what's best for others, and if it isn't your
Fuck you, PBD.
and by the way,
Big dumb fuck.
literally just advocating for higher taxes on super wealthy people.
And Elon Musk, you think Elon Musk is a net positive or net negative for society? For
Net
what
positive.
he's doing? And pointing out what the hell these people have been screwing us for all these years, and he's pointing out. You guys are mad at the person pointing out who robbed from you? Yeah, he's a billionaire.
Another course.
Fraud, yeah. Where's the person who's going to be indicted for fraud?
Well, what about the waste?
That provides $295 million to museums and libraries.
What about the waste of countries all around the world?
I love it. You know, Sam points out, look, this guy, he's kind of lying a lot. You know, he shows them, they try to talk over him, and then you cut like an hour later, they're like, he's catching all this fraud.
Right.
All the time. You guys didn't really have anything to say. All right. But I do like the format of the PBD.
Hit them hard. You have something to say. You best say it.
One opposing voice, and they'll all just shout over the guy. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. Here we go, guys. A look at. Enough with that stuff, man. That's baby talk, man. Come on, grow up. Good for Sam getting on.
Had to heart.
Whoa. Thank God for that. It is.
Still good.
Hope you guys have a great weekend filled with this. Talk to you next week, unless you're. See you then.
Timid medicine.
I don't feel, and I don't subscribe on Patreon.
because you're missing every single week. You're only getting a fraction of the episodes.
Target removed.
I just found out what was on that 256 gig.
What goes around?
And I bought another month.
Last time we covered infamous TikTok predator.
Target removed. Is a 21-year-old TikToker who has found himself
Not much time left. Put this to bed.
incidents involving his conversation with minors. That, along with a number of habits and statements that today, I would say that his habits would be the statement of massive amounts of interests and deciding to strike back at his detractors by beginning a house cleaning saga. Only a short time ago, we were at part 16 of the house cleaning. It seemed like almost nothing.
Come on, let's go!
One sign of
What the hell is your problem?
only gotten worse since the house cleaning saga began. And if you need proof, look no further than this very
Underwhelming effort, Crimson.
This is Gray. We have wounded. Get us a ride yesterday.
As I previously stated, this clip became amongst Nova's detractors. Eventually, word of that popularity proclaiming
Hey all, so I just wanted to give an update on the house cleaning saga. So, house cleaning saga streams will no longer happen, but the videos will continue. As you can see, I've gotten a shit ton of dishes done. They're all right here. They just need to be cleaned. They're ready to be put away. Look out for some cleaning videos in the near future as I try to improve how my house looks. Anyways, Dauphin Universe, signing off.
Recently, Nova has stated that there will no longer be any more house cleaning content and that it will all occur off camera. The state of the home has seemingly gotten worse since the house cleaning videos began, and from the veritable home tour that he gave us through these videos, we could see that almost nothing had changed. And I highly doubt that him moving this series off camera will accelerate the process. But this didn't mean that Nova was completely inactive behind the scenes. Actually, far from it, as Nova would be caught yet again in another disturbing scandal. It would be uncovered by someone looking through Nova's Facebook page that he was following a number of disturbing groups. I don't know how descriptive I can be with exactly what he was a part of, but I can say that it was a group for adults who were not only identifying as furries, but baby furries, with there seemingly being an extra and not the good kind. Nova has been caught engaging in this kind of behavior before. What made him so infamous online in the first place was Twinkle Twinkle Gate, where he was part of a similar furries. Still not any
Team deathmatch.
a minor. What
Neutralize all threats.
This is yet another link of the long chain of accusations. If you need
Hostile RCXD not.
I can't tell work with Nova at the Walmart. He claimed that Nova was infamous around their hometown for his antics online, and it was that, along with other You see, in the last year, Nova has lost 5 or 6 jobs.
You're done.
But many people assume that it is due to poor attendance. After leaving and being let go from around 6 jobs in his hometown, his options He's very much aware of his social media joblessness, contribute to the rent money, and Nova was which backfired as he got numerous fake job offers that just wasted his time. The fake job offers, as well as legitimate ones that weren't interested in him, had him pretty overdose, even more so than being caught in that disgusting dirty fursuit.
I just want to thank TikTok for reminding me that I've been unemployed for 3 months. I've been applying to countless jobs. Fake job offers. Not to mention,
Nova says that they're not even to hire him. It's either due to
If you have something to say, you best say it.
He claimed that it was something that stressed him out. It was what his more needless stuff that would contribute to the size of the pile of junk in his room.
we got the Yu-Gi-Oh record I bought for 74 with my friend. We're going to open these and see if we get any bangers. Opening Adam Levine's Super. Shit.
Enemy RTXT detected.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards, flavored water, Harry Potter Hufflepuff. I think Mom Gamer
Hostile scout pulse in your AO. Watch your video incoming on your location.
said it was no longer possible to find one, and he was still a paracord bracelet business. This was how Nova intended to make the money. Even gotten his first sale, Nova was already sinking even more money into the business.
Watch your fire! Hit them hard!
Subtext arm.
Couldn't even stick to it because he was buying his paracord. To a lot of people's shock, some of them such heinous things these people are. Because if you know anything about Nova, then you'd know that he is awful at preventing hacking.
They're walking all over you. Have some goddamn pride.
This already happened. I call it the Nova Core. Nova got an order from a man called Bobby the Legend, and before Bobby was willing to pay Nova, he wanted Nova to click a link and to check out some of the designs.
The CIA against a handful of goddamn criminals. This is the best
What a
you can
mess.
do.
Let's get the hell out of here.
IP during a paracord bracelet sale, and this is not what happened. As you guys know, I have a paracord business doing all the business shit that needs to be done, and it's costing me a lot of this. So right now I'm taking orders through email. on the email. But there's this guy, he emailed me wanting 6 yellow and green paracord bracelets. And yeah, I told him the total. And then he started asking me questions like, is your paracord edible? Is your paracord strong enough to survive? Where do you ship, et cetera, et cetera. And I kind of went along with it because I figured it might be an interested buyer. However, today, I cut off the sale. Here's why. They started asking me if I could do a weave, and they sent me a file. This file was extremely sketchy, and I told them I wasn't clicking on it due to phishing attempts. So, they sent me a link to what they wanted done, or supposedly. I found out immediately what was going on. Hey, I told him, yeah, no, I'm not falling for this bullshit. I'm cutting off the sale. Fuck you. You're not getting any paracord bracelets today, buddy.
If you want my personal opinion about Novacord, it's just a disaster waiting to happen. Nova is doing so much shady stuff through it, like claiming that some of the proceeds go to a non-profit on his business cards. All of it all seems to be ran off the books as well. I've heard no mention of him speaking about taxes on this subject. That, along with the almost inevitability of Nova clicking a sour link, is what makes me think this way. And I've got a show every Wednesday at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time that I host here live, where I explain why I think these things. But that's not just a shameless plug, it's also a transition to the next topic. Because for the past
Overdrive.
co-host Smokey and
Build your
Cecily
combo
have
score
been
to earn
speaking on
buffs.
some of Nova's antics during the show. Nova is very self-aware. Eventually, that we were discussing his antics, and that more often than not, our coverage was less than positive.
We've claimed the advantage, now hold it.
So what better way to show him what we're all about than eating faces and onions?
If you have something to say, you best say it.
Absolutely shocked when next week Nova posted a video claiming that we had not won this war. It was far from over.
You don't declare yourselves the winner and just say you fucking won. You know who I'm talking about. That wasn't enough.
I was first trying to spite me and my co-host. I was shocked. I knew that Nova hated the friendship. I didn't think that it would fuel his
Eyes on field upgrade.
And things weren't even done yet because the co-host claimed that he
Matey,
covered
wait a minute.
Roger's uncle sauce. Nova
Target down.
and I gotta say, this was
Habanero. Screw it. No reaction.
But it happened nonetheless, and I think it's pretty needless to say that Nova is still not a fan of me in Smokey's podcast. He wasn't.
Come on, let's go! But also the revitalization of his gym journey. On February 28th, he would film a video claiming that this was him, and he would be filming a video later showing off his gym product.
2025.
Are you following me?
See the difference? And I promise there will be one.
If I'm being completely honest, Saga is pretty quiet. Nova has been posting far more in other areas. One thing that has returned
You're dead. Enemy scout pod.
But if you ask me, it seems like he was generally disruptive to the ambiance of the bar, singing many times I would see bar patrons just get up and leave as soon as Nova started. Ever since being banned from that establishment, Nova had done most of his at his house, and he started to get pretty bold when it came to song choice. He would sing
Clean kill.
by Kendrick Lamar, substituting certain lines for Irish. He would also sing directing it at fellow internet personalities like Andrew Ditch or Mario Lord 14. The top comment on Nova's TikTok is very telling of just what the modern internet is. They exactly like us. Just content.
Got you.
He needed an audience of people enjoying themselves, and it seems like he found just that, discovering a new place to sing his karaoke. This is his friend's house, but it seems like he's now, which no one likes because it's just more people to serenade. I have no idea if this a fancy microphone stand. A lot was new in Nova's life. New allegations of being a sicko, new friends, and even a new hobby. But some things, they never change. And one of those things is a staple of Nova's channel, his food reviews. Despite all of the other content that Nova was making, the vast majority of it was food related. And some of these videos give you great insight into how Nova is feeling or the state of his home at the time. And some of them just have hilarious moments.
Trying every meat from Dickie's Barbecue Pit, part 1. So flavorful, so juicy, and one of my favorite meats at Dickie's, period. 9.5 out of 10. Polish sausage. Casing has a great snap and it's smoked really, really well. But for now, the turkey and chicken are in the lead. Denny's has a triple burger on their menu now. I don't know how long they've had it, but I saw it on the menu, so I got it. Let's try it out. And now it's time to try this thick ass. I don't want to talk about it. Reduce the lettuce in the burger. I will gladly give it a 9. Nova Universe, signing off. These don't have very much flavor to them, but anyways, let's try the strawberry. This might be a miss, y'all, but let's try it out. Hit or miss. That went down the back of my throat. That one busted so hard in my mouth.
I think another reason why Nova wants to bring back 2020 TikTok is that he wasn't quite as infamous. He was mainly known for being associated with Ohio the anime. It was this big meme group / project that ended up falling apart. A great many of the members exposed for their own various reasons. videos, and Nova ended up being one of those. Nova wasn't a fan of 2025 TikTok. It was too brutal, too uncertain, and he knew that to continue in this dog-eat-dog platform, he would have to make some changes.
Little bit of an opinion here. So I had a thought earlier, like, y'all know me as the food review guy, the karaoke guy, the guy that tried to do a house cleaning saga but kind of failed on that and is now cleaning his room at his own pace. But hey, I've had an idea. What if I branched out into movie and TV show reviews, like, and become some sort of
Domination. CIA, you're cleared hot. Work your frag list.
His constant efforts to
We've taken the lead. Stay on task.
Never work. These are shocker, but despite Nova's claims of wanting to switch it up and to change, he would still continue on the same path. I never saw any show review.
Hostile shooter.
But one thing I did see a lot of was, and these are the videos that I saw on the absolute state of the house. Even Nova's familiar connections.
Hostile RCXD in your AO. We're losing Charlie.
Ratio of each seasoning, but I want a crust on my pork chop, so I'm gonna Don't make me. All right, it's done.
Losing Bravo. Securing Zone A. They're taking C. Lost B.
Confirming kill.
We're losing Charlie.
Locking down the area. Watch my back.
Securing Alpha. Locked down.
Another cooking video that stirred up a lot of
Locking down Charlie.
Beef and Cabbage 2.0. Nova had grown very
Beginning
fond
capture.
of cabbage.
Charlie secured.
Make it for his in particular.
Enemy RCXD detected.
By misspeaking.
A few weeks ago, I made corned beef and cabbage. That's a totally different one. So, as you know, yesterday was St. Patrick's.
They're taking C.
And you all remember the first time I made beef and cabbage. It was an absolute fun. Boiling is the way we do it.
We're losing Charlie.
So we're gonna try the corned beef, carrots, and potatoes.
Lost
Grenade.
C. Securing Charlie.
Initiating objective control.
Locking down all zones. Zone C secure.
He meant this was the
All locations locked down. Dig in and hold. They're taking C.
This was not the
Lost Charlie. Losing
Hostile
A.
throwing impact grenade. Objective capture underway.
Gotten worse.
Hostiles done.
Losing ground. All locations secured. Hold your positions. We're losing Alpha. We're losing Charlie.
But now we just need to wait for the whites to solidify. We still have a chance to make a really good fried egg.
They're taking C.
Moment of truth.
Lost C. Losing B. Securing C.
It was pretty safe to see. I noticed more and more that the things that
Shiny killer robot, are you not
just
getting?
more than enough proof of this. Instead of continuing to look for employment,
Taking C. We're losing Alpha.
here's a TikTok from April 1st where Nova proclaims that he got his arms back. You know,
Lost Alpha.
Hit them hard.
Securing Charlie.
I'm taking this one.
Alpha secure.
So guys, you won't believe what happened.
Knocking down Charlie.
Impact grenade.
Lockdown. Hold the enemy back. Losing A.
Get me eyes in the sky.
UAV in the turn. We have eyes on.
Lost A. Losing Bravo. We're losing Charlie.
Oh boy, like this is exciting.
UAV fuel check 50%.
Taking A.
Get an A-bomb strike on my beacon.
Location secure. Maintain current posture.
We're flying on fuel. UAV returning to base.
What's today's date?
I don't know that Nova will ever see that again. I don't even think it's around anymore. But this
And the requesting LVBR.
also reminiscing of the days of when he had a job. Look at this clown. He talks
Feel that? They're about to break. Give them a nudge. We're losing Alpha. They're taking C. All units prepare for exfil. This one's ours.
I know how to do a lot of things. Losing isn't one of them.
Bought off eBay. Bought this one off eBay. One of my name tag. Etsy.
Is he wearing the original fucking Quest?
Gotcha, you piece of shit.
And I also have another one of these vests and another one of these plain vests. Why did I keep my old work uniform? I have no fucking idea because I hate the Walmart that I worked at and I'm boycotting it for another month because that's how they treated me. They treated me like utter shit and like I was disposable.
Just saw the clip of you getting paracord at the Walmart. You're not fooling anyone, Gabe. Those vests are a constant reminder that he couldn't make the cut at Walmart. I have no idea why he would keep them around, especially if he didn't like the company. If he's not making videos about his paracord bracelets, then he's now chugging sodas with the return of his infamous Cracknado series. Nova has recently seen a sheer decline in viewership, so I believe this is why he's bringing back old successful series. But not everything is going quite as he wants it to. Nova used to sell his paracords through an email that he shared with people so they could talk about business. Well, someone decided to take this email and set it up to where it was sending hundreds of emails an hour to Nova, making it nearly impossible
impossible for him to take paracord bracelet orders. With the paracord bracelets stopped, TikTok approaching another ban, and his inability to find employment in his hometown, the financial future of Nova Online gets bleaker every day. And with the continued uncovering of sicko behavior from him, he falls deeper into internet infamy. I can say with near certainty that Nova will continue to do all of these things. I missed the Wolfpack Elite.
It's getting very old. We're going to Hollywood. So I suggest you knock it off.
Kill confirmed. You want to clear your name? This is where it happened.
Was worth over 3
Involved in a pseudo-family. There is Alpha, Ara, the Beta, Allie, the Den Mother, and surfaced clips have led us to this video today. In the Wolfpack Elite, I get into some of their backstory.
I'll say this once, do not fuck with me. Soccer Balls 55 on TikTok. It is thanks to a great many of these clips were covered. After stop calling it.
What's your target ID? One thing I'm going to say right now is I think enemy UAV is because my full-time wardrobe involves work shirt, work pants,
Everyone on me! Go!
one dress in my house that I keep locked up wearing dress. And that is
Operational above.
Blue, check your fire. My comments being blown up every day. Try on a new dress, like this color dress. Enough. Enough about me wearing fucking dresses. I'm a fucking dude for
Hostile grenade.
fucking skulls.
Requesting recon above. Tackle, deploy counter UAV.
Enemy sentry turret detected in your AO. Hostile UAV established overhead.
These things was talking about his wife, the Den Mother Allie.
Oh, was that your best shot?
Another UAV in the air. TACOM, I need eyes overhead.
Net call. Enemy watchdog helo inbound. Archangel's up.
I mean. And
hostile lethal.
All you haters,
Look alive. Hostile sentry turret active.
because she will not tolerate it.
I don't believe it's bad luck. Just bad aim. Get to exfil.
Permanently. And you will not be unblocked.
I am dating no one. I am fucking married. The reason why I don't have my actual wedding ring is because it was fucking stolen. And could I report it? No. Because my landlord stole it and misplaced it to the fucking law enforcement. That ring was worth $3,000 that my mom paid for. That's where my actual wedding ring is. If you see me wearing that ring, it's because it's a replacement ring.
There were many things that chat would do to tick Jeremy off, but one thing prevailed above everything else, and that would be questioning Jeremy's status of Alpha. Alpha is not just a nickname to Jeremy. It is a title, a symbol of status, authority, and dominance. So when people started saying that Eric the Delta was the true Alpha, this bothered Jeremy pretty bad, and he would feel compelled to address it almost every time that it was brought up. Eric, being the humble king that he is, said that he didn't want to be Alpha anyways, but it did nothing to stop Jeremy's rune pages.
Seriously, babe, do you want to be Alpha? Nope. See? He doesn't want to be Alpha.
That's your fucking answer, so shut the fuck up. I had enough of it.
Seriously, that is quite enough. Just shut the fuck up and get over your fucking self. He'll never be Alpha. He doesn't want to. I'm not forcing him. Neither is my brother. So. And neither am I. Neither his wife. So, shut the hell up. I don't want to hear another word about this. If I hear anything about this by tomorrow morning or sometime tonight, let's just say you won't like the outcome. That's all I'm gonna fucking say. Listen here, dude. My fiance does not want to be Alpha. He's told me many times he doesn't want to. He's told my brother, who's right behind me, he doesn't want to be Alpha. And he was told that one's wife, he doesn't want to be Alpha.
Guys, seriously, drop it. Because what you guys are doing is tearing my family apart. We do not stand for that. I don't stand for that. You guys are seriously pushing it way too far. So I suggest you guys stop this now. Because the more you do it, the more you're stressing my sister out. So I suggest you all stop now.
I believe that talk of who is the real alpha brings out the worst in Jeremy. It causes him to become ultra competitive, taking any opportunity he can to put Delta down. What I'm trying to say is that Jeremy big mans Eric all the time, treating Eric like he's his big brother and not his fiance's ex-boyfriend.
I've never been to the mall. That's where I'm going, not this Sunday, but next Sunday. With this one and Delta, because Delta wants to get his tattoo. And as you guys can tell, I'm no chicken. I got 2 tattoos. I'm getting my 3rd one. Now, lucky number 3.
And White's actually supportive about it.
And she's being supportive about it again.
Since last time this one bitched and moaned about it. Yeah,
Well, she bitched and moaned about it until I got it done, and then she didn't care. Yeah. But anyway, keep an eye out for an upcoming video called Delta's First Tat.
Okay, ready?
Best of luck, and
Ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Go, babe. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Push, babe. It's like giving birth. You push. Ollie, did I wrong that sounds? Don't mind me. Come on, babe. Come on, baby. You should know your brother's strong. You know that, right? They're both strong. I know they are. Come on, baby. Don't let him win. Come on, babe. Come on, babe.
God damn!
My teeth. Dolly, just move it then. Don't pull my teeth. That was my teeth.
I'm literally pushing my arm down just so it can stay down.
Go, baby. Come on, baby. Going, Eric.
Got it!
All right. Now you stay here, babe. Move. I want you to be against me. Right.
Some gummo shit.
That Beta tries to big man Den Mother. Tara oozes contempt for Allie. More often than not, she tries to act as if she isn't even there, or tries to outdo Allie. It's also strange when you have Jeremy and Tara calling each other brother and sister, when there is so obviously still a strong connection, most likely romantic, between them. I believe that Allie sees this, it makes her nervous, and she'll cut in at times to try to make it known that she is still there. I think Eric is also worried about this, or he wouldn't be competing in these competitions with Jeremy. Let me be a little personal here for a minute. Some nights I wake in a cold sweat wondering what would have been if Delta won that arm wrestling match. Would he have usurped Jeremy as alpha? Would he continue to aura farm?
They would have had to fight to the death.
Title back at Jeremy's feet. Sadly, we will never know, as this was a one-time event. I think that Jeremy's near loss shook him to the core, making him go from doing these crazy competitions to prove that he is the real alpha to semi-calmly trying to tell his audience exactly why he is alpha in the first place.
I understand all you guys are saying that I'm weak to be an alpha, but there's a reason why I'm the alpha of my crew. Tara, who has a TikTok on here, there's a reason why she is not ready for alpha. There's a reason why Eric's not ready for alpha. There's a reason why the Den Mother is not ready to be the alpha of my crew. The reason why I am the alpha of my crew is because I can handle shit.
Much like in an actual wolf pack, the struggle for the alpha position has caused so many problems within the group. The titles of both alpha and beta led to this whole brother-sister confusion, which also seemed to get very much under the skin of Jeremy and Tara, and they would have to explain just who was dating who.
That is my fucking wife, for fuck's sake!
Hi, guys.
Her and I been married for almost 4 fucking years. Shut the fuck up! Those two are a couple. Their 2 years is coming up.
Hey, everyone. As you all may have seen my videos, if you guys seriously think the one with the beard is my fiance, get that wrong out of your fucking heads. That one is my brother.
I'm her brother, bastard!
And this right here, this sexy devil, is my fiance. Hey, y'all. Besides, the one with the beard has a wife, and she is over there. Hi, y'all. So, knock it off. Okay? This is my fiance. That's not. Fiance, not. Get it right. Okay? Even if they're lovey-dovey with each other, just hug. They're not.
It's so fucking weird, Jackson.
Did Hey, babe. What, honey?
Another big reason why the brother-sister rumor was perpetuated for so long was exactly how they treat each other. Many people believe that they still have a strong romantic connection that they are trying to keep hidden from their spouses. Here's a clip of Beta reading a heartfelt message that Alpha sent her. I think it's amazing proof that she still has feelings for him.
But yeah, my brother's always been there for me through thick and thin. He and my boyfriend get along so well, and that makes me feel so blessed, knowing I have someone in my life who can get along with my big brother. These two are such dorks, but I love them both. My brother knows Eric will do anything to make sure I'm happy and I'm safe. Make sure no one ever try to hurt me or anything. He knows I'm a hard worker. He knows that no matter what happens, I will always be his little sister. And he'll always be there for me.
More evidence, in my opinion, is the amount of time that they spend alone together. Here's a clip of them talking about how drunk they got the previous night.
Oh, stop trying to take my cell phone away. I'm sitting here on a different chair, close to the couch talking to my brother. And we might be actually having 2 new members join the Wolf Pack soon. Bro, do you wanna tell them who our new pack members who are gonna be? Or do you think it's too soon?
Too soon.
Okay. Well, we'll announce them later in the week, probably when I'm here again next Sunday. But
Still debating.
Man, it's still in debate right now. So
Got severely drunk.
like we did.
Like me.
And me, we both got severely drunk, and we were hung over, weren't we?
I still don't remember what we did.
Talking about like apparently you walked into a wall.
All of this just screams at you versus the guy she tells you not to worry about. I'm sure not everyone will agree, but I'm sure you can at least see why they were mistaken as dating.
H to Delta. And looky here, dude. I would never date you in the inch of my life. So go fuck yourself. Oh, hi, Alpha. Some guy apparently
Is somebody picking on this one?
Yes, Brusky.
Because if you guys continue to pick on this little one, I will pick back. So I suggest you shut the fuck up, and whatever you fucking said or heard, you make me laugh. Because one, I am happily married to my dead mother. This one here is Beta. I'm the Alpha, and realize what you guys are doing. Because last night, this one called me in tears. And I suggest you knock it the fuck off. Because that's what a true Alpha does. Stands up for his pack.
They're just friends, guys. Calm down. They just hang out alone all the time and get drunk. And he likes to take his shirt off and put his arm around her. But no, the audience is completely wrong for assuming that Alpha and Beta are actually in a relationship. I mean, they didn't give us absolutely every indication that they were. If you're still kinda iffy about what I'm laying down, then this next segment is for you. Because another one of the things that perpetuated the brother and sister rumor for so long were old videos that Alpha and Beta made together on TikTok. And if the timeline is to be believed, these videos occurred after they had broken up and after they had each started seeing new partners. They claim that they were just messing around in these videos, but to me it seems like they are dreaming of their ideal life, one where they get married to each other and take private jets to Harry Potter premieres.
Oh, can we go to Harry Potter World this weekend? Because we're right near Orlando, Florida, so...
We're not going there.
You're no fun. You know I always want to go there.
We're going to Hollywood.
Sweet. Oh, wait. Hollywood as in Hollywood in California?
Yep.
When?
Tomorrow.
Hardpoint. Capture the objective.
I thought we were getting married here.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint located.
Subjects, front!
To California.
Hardpoint is active. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down.
That's cool. Oh yeah, by the way, your hunting license came in the mail today.
Hardpoint is secure. Stay down. Hostiles have captured the hard point.
Personal beach. Best thing is it costs guess what else?
Hard point identified.
Mine.
Hard point locked down. Hard point active. Hard point is secure. Hostiles have the hard point. Hard point locked down.
What, you mean for your husband?
That last clip isn't quite so damning.
Frag going out. Eyes on hostile 7-tech.
Hostile confirmed.
Hard point located.
This is what caused the family structure of the Wolfpack to be questioned for so many months, and the reason that they personally tried to explain 3 or 4 times.
Hard point is active.
Between raging at people in their comments, having to explain the family structure,
Hard point is secure.
and explaining who exactly is Alpha and
Incoming flashback.
some content the Wolfpack put out, except for the food channel.
Push them back. Incoming grenade.
Some of my favorites have gotta be Sour Candy Challenge.
Hardpoint identified.
I got lemon right
Engaging shooter.
Also waste the most sour candy in the world.
Hostiles have captured
If you
the
have
hard
something
point.
to say, you best
Hard
say
point
it.
active. Hard point locked down.
Again. Doing the most stupidest there ever. Not be here tonight. Okay, midnight.
Hard point located.
If I start bawling my eyes out or I pass out. Well, without further ado,
I have a target.
Hard point is active. Hostiles have the hard point. Hostile stuff. Hard point is secure. Flashbang out.
Requesting CUAV above.
2 more minutes.
Hold the line, Citizen. It's ours to lose.
Let's go to 8:55.
Gonna get it, boy. That part is.
Hard point active.
And after you're done eating the pickle, wait.
Hard point locked down.
See how you
Requesting care package deployed! Archangel, going in.
They were already dead. Hadn't realized. Good job.
They never stood a bloody chance.
And last but certainly not least, the sour drink.
Organic on the live.
And, he's in the back.
The target.
Coco Lover and myself.
Well, mostly me.
Well, I'm in it too, but tonight we were dared to do a dangerous sour.
What the?
It's literally called the Sour Drink Challenge. You literally have to make a drink and combine it with some items.
Can I ask a question? Yes, you
What?
can. Are you both crazy? Yes.
Yes.
We're not. I'm gonna warn you.
And what we used lemons, Sour Patch Kids.
We're gonna eat those. No.
We have to drink. We have to eat that after the challenge.
Sure. What? You have to. Give it here.
Yeah, we have to do it after the challenge.
Are you both insane? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we are. Now go sit on the couch.
So, I'll go over the ingredients again. We use lemons,
Crushed up with these.
Sour Tarts, and Sour Patch Kids. After we're done drinking this,
That looks disgusting.
we literally have to eat
So bad.
a lemon.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna dare.
Oh,
I'm gonna go dare.
and we also used Sour Patch
Candy.
popsicle sticks.
Oh yeah, we did.
But it's actually not popsicle sticks, it's it's literally these. Popsicles. This is the challenge.
Yep, so high
It
five.
looks disgusting and it smells like crap.
How long are you guys doing this for? Apparently we have to, part of the challenge here, I'll explain the challenge. Apparently, the challenge is you have to drink this entire thing without gagging. Without gagging. You can't do that. Yes, you
Oh
can.
God.
It's right behind. No, here, put it over here. Why can't I record? Because, come over there. Because I can't record right.
Well,
I love you, but no.
guys,
No, I don't touch. I'm afraid that's gonna fall right into. It's not gonna fall. It's behind the.
it's good.
Watching.
I have it good.
All right, ready? 1, 2, wait.
So you guys know, we're not gonna do this like original people do there and just down it. We're gonna make it a little fun.
Oh God. Fun. God, what's that mean? When you say fun, that only means uh-oh for me. Oh boy. 3, 2, 1.
Cheers.
I'm gonna tell you something. You both hurl.
Bottoms up.
Oh my God. Tara, keep it down. Keep it down. Keep it down. Keep it down.
They talked about eating a lemon after they drank this drink, but I never saw them do it, and my disappointment is immeasurable. Truth be told, I can't be too sad though, because while I already planned to make this video discussing more of the pack's antics, I did not expect to run across such a legitimate update from Jeremy himself. Ever since most of the pack deleted their social media accounts, they have been hard to keep up with, posting very little anywhere. One solid lead that I did find was a Twitch account that belonged to Jeremy, and I was lucky enough to run across a stream that he had done the day prior. This was almost shocking to me because I had been checking and Jeremy had not been live in months. But Jeremy did provide an explanation in the stream, one that made a lot of sense.
What up, guys? My little demons. Sorry, guys, that I have not been streaming for a couple of months. I had a lot of stuff
stuff happened. I'm in a new place now, so I am still the alpha of my crew, guys. Crew's doing good. TikTok will be coming back in a play soon, I think, if TikTok doesn't shut down and shit. I know Beta joined. Where is she? We need to kick some demon butt. That's what we need. I know I know Beta just went live, guys. My wife is saying hi. Yep, that's Den Mother in the background, guys. I'm currently jobless right now. It's okay, it's okay, Beta. Take your time. But for those of you guys on my stream that are watching, please follow Devil Princess tonight. She is in a world of pain for the loss of a family member of hers.
While streaming Minecraft with Beta, Jeremy mentioned that he had to move and that he had recently lost his job, explaining why there had been such a lapse in content. He also claimed that he would be streaming the next day, but that never happened. And as of the recording of this video, Jeremy has not streamed since. But I don't think that will be the case for long, because during this stream, Jeremy talked a little bit about his YouTube channel and starting a new TikTok page, meaning a Wolfpack revival is in the works. Will we ever see it come to fruition? Only time will tell. But as of right now, a physical reunion of all members seems unlikely. They are separated by a considerable distance, and as of recording this, Jeremy has still yet to find employment. This doesn't mean that Alpha and Beta still haven't been meeting up in real life. A post from Beta's Instagram reveals that they met up a couple of months ago. Recently, the Wolfpack has been elusive. Their sudden popularity came with drawbacks that were too much, but I personally believe that there is a strong possibility that their return is imminent. Enough time has passed, more people actually understand that they aren't brother and sister, and Jeremy has taken breaks like this from social media before. It is a perfect time for their return. But even with all of that being said, one question still haunts people's minds. Where is the original Alpha?
So true. I'm back. I stepped down because I had to. Now I'm back. So, you want to challenge? Let's challenge.
yesterday, I was in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, for less than 24 hours. Stayed at a very corporate-y hotel, not particularly fancy, but I did have a nice pasta dinner at the bar as I tried to watch the Celtics Heat, and apparently they were blocked from there.
Blackout restriction?
Yep. Ridiculous. Not a suburb. So I went on there, and on the plane ride down, I had watched a video that Patrick Bet-David and his crew of guys did on Elon Musk's presentation in Wisconsin. Now, they did this video before Elon Musk became, it became clear that Elon Musk was literally like radioactive. And the video was Elon Musk and his buddy going over all of these Social Security numbers. And so the first thing I wanted to try and do on the Patrick Bet-David show was to bring this up and talk about it. But what was fascinating is how quickly they wanted to get away from this. So here is this first clip of that. I watched the video of you guys on the plane down.
Kill confirmed. Shoot to kill. We're not here to negotiate.
His whole brand, essentially. And he was on stage with a guy named Garcias. You guys remember this video? Yes. 2 days ago. Yes.
They've taken the lead.
Non-citizen Social Security numbers, yes.
The amount of misinformation from every single person, all
what was the misinformation?
I mean, well, I almost feel like we can No.
Frag throw!
First off, you seem to not understand that you are not undocumented Social Security numbers. They are non-citizens. Now, when you came to legally, every single one of those people who got those Social Security numbers are here legally. They're not citizens, just like you when you first came to this country. They go through a process. Social Security card. The point is, you referred to them as undocumented, illegal.
I said non-citizen.
No, excuse me.
We
can play the video. Go for it.
I'm still trying to get to the point.
Well, the point is, they're not illegal. They're not undocumented. They're all legal.
Right.
Okay. It went on like this. They kept so because they wouldn't let me go through it. And it is true that Patrick Bet-David never said that they were illegal. But at least 2 other guys on the panel did. And Patrick Bet-David never corrected them. It's all like this stage with Elon Musk, who himself is also an immigrant. Said this. Go ahead. Started from like 55 seconds in. This right there, 40, yeah. Just before this guy says this.
And we found this by accident.
Enemy sight.
Yeah, this country's been great to us. My brother and sister are born in Spain. I'm pro legal immigration. This is not political. This is not political.
He's going to show a chart. 2 million plus social under a program called the EBE. Now there is enumeration beyond entry after they have entered. This is a program that was started under President Donald Trump.
Come on, let's go!
Coordination between Social Security Administration and Homeland Security legally. Enemy thermal. Those numbers are definitely higher in 2023 because you had a lot of people on.
Guess that makes us even.
Because of all the unrest from Ukraine. I should say, all of these people are legal. Some percentage of them may ultimately become citizens, but the Social Security card they get literally says. And what happens is these people pay in, and most of them will never get payouts because you need to be an American citizen to get payouts. Now, the ones that ultimately become citizens, as opposed to going back home, will get Social Security, but the rest of them don't. So we have undocumented immigrants in this country pay about $22 billion into the Social Security fund. These folks, several $1 billion that they will never get. So just listen to this one and with that knowledge.
This in this direction. I want to honor them right now. They work in the government today, who took risks to show us these numbers and tell us what's going on. Wow.
Pause it right there.
Got you. What goes around?
270,425. That's first.
2016, 2017, 2018. Because they don't want you to know that under Trump. Also, to be clear, less than half what's in 2024. Donald Trump has been president for most of 2025. It's because the program's but the program is getting them into the system, having to pay taxes, and not getting any of those Social Security benefits. But go ahead.
I've been giving out Social Securities. Second year looks like 590, if I'm not mistaken. Correct. Third year looks like 960.
Hit them hard!
This year, first few months, which means this is 960 in the first few months. That is wild. Social Security numbers out to non-U.S. citizens. Can we just kind of see? So 2.1 million. That means out of 340 million people living here, 1% of Social Security cards were given away just last year in 2024 to people that aren't supposed to be here. They're not.
Oh, wait a second. What? Whoa. Aren't supposed to be here. Interesting. That's the first.
Molotov sighted!
They are supposed to be here. They are here.
Also shooter.
And they're put into the system and they're paying taxes and they're getting no benefits. Go ahead.
People that aren't supposed to be here. They're not.
Did you see how he said these are not, and he knows because he is one. He came from his family, I think, were refugees. He probably came in under, if not the...
Establishing score streak.
Haiti or something that is similar. He knows this. Just think about what has to be done.
Say it.
Exactly. You were walking the line. I'm going to let these guys say it. That's the way I do it.
Hostile counter UAV established above. Hostile UAV established overhead.
1% of Social Security cards were given away just last year to people that aren't supposed to be here.
being outplayed, Crimson One. Step it up.
Why get this happening?
Going on the exit.
This car is not eligible for voting purposes. They did. Lie about this stuff.
Well, my thoughts on this is obviously, first of all, I really appreciate this guy saying, hey, I'm in favor of legal immigration.
Mission goals agreed. Extracting teams from among survivors.
I know how to do a lot of things. Losing isn't one of them.
Funny part with this guy. This guy is supposedly like their policy expert. For him, and his big comment. Like,
Now you're dead. See how that works?
to the people at Social Security Administration who obviously either told him the wrong information or told him, how to present it as if this is nefarious. That's the policy guy's response. But let's see, does he imply that these are undocumented people? Go ahead.
First of all, I really appreciate this guy saying, hey, I'm in favor of legal immigration. And thanking the people that were working in the SSA, Social Security Administration, who cooperated with them and said, hey, you're here looking for waste and fraud. You need to see this. So that means that there are people in the Social Security Administration who are realizing what was happening. And what do I think about this? I think the administration in power at the time was a Biden administration, and the support of Schumer and Pelosi were very, very liberal on this issue. They were issuing Social Security numbers to non-citizens. They were helping people who got here to stay here and work here legally.
Okay, right there, boom, right there. No. They were not helping people who got here to stay here and work illegally. Incorrect. Perfectly legal. Now, of course, he doesn't like the 900,000 in this year, in 2 months. At this rate, it could be a much bigger number, but they are legal. These people are doing exactly what these people supposedly purport to want, which is you need to be legal. And they're paying their taxes, and they're not going to get their Social Security benefits unless they end up being citizens, which is also supposedly what they want. Continue on. It's just the whole segment. It's a 16-minute video. We're not going to go through the whole thing, but we can't even get through the first 3 minutes without all of them lying about this.
Were issuing Social Security numbers to non-citizens. They were helping people who got here to stay here and work here legally. And by the way, Vinny, I'll give you something here. Let me ask you a question. So every state in the nation, you have to be a citizen and you have to have a Social Security number to get a real estate license or an insurance license. And Pat would know something about that. He founded, had vision, and built one of the largest insurance distribution companies in history. And guess what? We would go to the states and say, well, all the person has is an I-10, which is a temporary number. Sorry, can't be an agent. If you have a Social Security number, and then they lied to us about citizenship, guess what? The state of California, state of Texas wouldn't know. Now you've got this. So they're giving Social Security numbers out to people, I believe, knowing full well that they're helping them hide in plain sight as illegals because
there you lied again about
a job and they say, do you have a Social Security card? Yes, I do. I'll show you my Social Security card and my number right here, and you fill out a what's it called, an I-9 with I think that's the form that an employee has to fill out to say that they're a citizen, an I-9. And so This is the previous administration giving Social Security numbers out so people can hide in plain sight who are actually not citizens.
And the main goal was for what, Tom? To change the voting block of America. Right there.
I-9, you fill that out, and you have to show something. So here's my Social Security number, here's my driver's license.
Yes, they found out that, yes, you have to fill out an I-9. But everything else they're talking about is a complete fabrication. And Vinny is going to say that they're doing this to change the electorate. Again, they cannot vote. Just like Patrick Bet-David's parents when they first got here and they just had a green card or they had a visa or they were here under a, maybe there was a specific law about Iranian refugees. I think it was in the late 80s that he came. Could have been, theoretically. They could not vote until they became citizens. And he knows it. He knows it. He knows that every dollar that he has made, aside from there being maybe lax regulation about certain practices, is a function of him being able to come into this country, have his parents get a visa, and he is targeting all of those other people, letting the people to the left and to the right of him literally lie about these people and demonize them.
It was just 3 months ago that Patrick Bet-David had the whole H-1B kerfuffle where he took Elon and Trump's side on that. And I would just encourage any of PBD's listeners to look up. Can H-1B visa holders get SSNs? And you'll
In fact, they 100% get it through the EBE program.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Main goal was for what, Tom? To change the voting block of America. Right there.
I-9, you fill that out, and you have to show something. So here's my Social Security number, here's my driver's license.
Yeah.
And guess what?
I just found it. I found the year with the most given, Rob. So more than 37 million Social Security numbers had been issued by the end of 1937. That's a total had been given. In the next dozen years, the number varied with the number of new entrants into covered employment. It reached at a peak of 7.6 million given in 1942, but dropped to 2.7 million post-war period 46 through 50. Okay.
But wasn't the first year the starting point? Because there's only like 90 million Americans.
But hear me out. This continues. Then the highest number of Social Security numbers issued in a single year was 9.1 million in 1990. Here's a more detailed breakdown. The peak year for Social Security numbers was not. Rob, do me a favor. Type this in Google, and you'll see exactly what I'm looking at.
You're such an innovator. Oh my goodness.
I'm really not an innovator. My fucking mic, the entire. What is this strand of hair doing? Why is it just sticking out like a quill? I was like, it's giving Sonic.
Oh my god, it is giving Sonic.
Yeah.
But like in a cool way.
Yeah. Have you seen those videos of like Jet? The like Jet videos with the like they double Sonic. It's like, will you date me? Oh wait, will you date me? Breathe once for yes. Recite the Bible in Japanese if no. I love this. Hajimeri. Something.
Is there like an entirely different like meme ecosystem over there?
As I told Cenk, I do feel very implicated. I have felt implicated by their takes, specifically around crime and policing in years past, definitely by this new heel turn since Trump's reelection, and absolutely by the misrepresentation of the Los Angeles fires and who the responsibility lies on. It is enraging, to say the least.
The Los Angeles fires are not the responsibility of the mayor. They're apparently the responsibility of Republicans, or I don't know. I don't know what her thought on that is, and I don't know why she's enraged by that, but that's okay. Apparently, I've taken a heel turn.
Francesca was referring to the fact that TYT put up a picture of a person that was clearly homeless and more than likely addicted to substances, and saying that that person was trying to start the fires across LA. That's what she was referring to. I don't know what Cenk is talking about. Francesca just got fired from TYT, and we're going to talk all about it today. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment for more videos like this. We are so close to 15,000, so make my dreams come true. Help me out, and let's talk about what the fuck just happened. So this all starts off with Jank making this video addressing firing Francesca, which is a very long and multi-segmented video. We're going to try to speed rail through it, so I'm going to put it on a little extra fast speed. But let's see what he has to say. This is a 30-minute video almost.
He asked us at TYT to take her podcast, Habituation Room, off the network, and we happily agreed to that. And today, I'm going a little further, and I'm going to take Francesca off the network entirely. So you won't see her on any of the TYT shows going forward. So I want you guys to know why I'm doing that and how this whole situation isn't really about Francesca. It's about TYT, our community, and what we stand for. And so we're for open minds and open hearts. And so I want all of you to know that, and I want to build a community that believes in that and invites people in that believe in the same things. And by the way, if you don't believe in the same things and you say, no, I have a strict ideology and I have no open mind about that, no problem. There are tons of shows out there for you guys. So first of all, we've had some disagreements. I certainly have with some of the far left, but I think they've been relatively small, but if you think that they've been large, no problem. So they've been around the issue of crime. Did crime rise between 2019 and 2023? Well, that's a fact. It did. But it's okay. We could have different interpretations of it. That's not an issue at all. We certainly are against police abuse, and we've fought against it. I would argue at least as much as any show on the planet, and perhaps a lot more. And I take great pride that Benjamin Crump, among others, said that Trayvon Martin would not have gotten anywhere near the national coverage that he did if it wasn't for the Young Turks. So nevertheless, we could have disagreements about specific policy issues, and we do on slogans and framing, et cetera. For example, defund the police, Latinx. These are normal disagreements within any community. And I certainly would never want to shut that down because we're, again, for open minds. And of course, we've had some disagreements on the issue of transgender rights. Let me just say quickly what my position is, because a lot of people outside of the network have been misleading you about this. So I'm for 100% constitutional rights for transgender Americans because why? They're Americans, just like the rest of us, and they should have the same exact rights as us. They should be protected in bathrooms. They should definitely be allowed to serve in the military. And I happen to think that they should be allowed to play, transgender girls should be allowed to play in girls' sports in high school. Now, my position on that is not overall popular in the country. I understand that, and I have a strategy for hopefully how to win on that in the long run. But I don't believe that they should be mandated to play in college and professional level. I think the leagues should get to make those decisions on their own. I think that that is a small disagreement. Obviously, others think that's a giant disagreement, but that's, again, not the issue here. I think what the issue is when others, among the issues, is when others say, only my opinion is the correct one, the moral one. Everyone who disagrees with me is unintelligent, immoral, collaborator, etc. Well, we'll get to the specifics on Francesca in a second. I'm saying that generally. And that they speak for the left. Well, let's find out if they do speak for the left. This is a little bit of Francesca, a little bit of Emma Vigeland from Majority Report, and spliced in is the actual facts about what the American people think, and interestingly, what Democratic voters think.
That was a mouthful of an introduction. I think that the introduction he gave was very soft-spoken compared to what has actually been happening. Both him and Anna have made multiple claims towards trans people. I remember one time I was watching their newscast and it was trans people fighting for their rights, and I remember both Anna and Jank were like, well, why can't they protest more peacefully? Like, why do they have to make such a disruption? And it's not just his belief of trans people in collegiate sports or whatnot. It's just the way that him and Anna have been speaking about trans people. For example, Anna saying that I am not a birthing person, which I don't know who on the planet ever referred to Anna as a birthing person, but that's beyond the point. So it's just the way he kind of introduced this was very G-rated compared to what's actually going on, for lack of better terms. I think it's an interesting introduction. I hope he can tie all of this to the reasoning of why Francesca was fired, which I'm assuming is what he's about to do. When he says, oh, well, if you don't like this, you can go to another network. The issue with that is that there aren't that many leftist networks. There just aren't. There's a couple. There's TYT, there's Hassan, there's Majority Report, maybe Breaking Point sometimes, but for the most part, there's not that many left-leaning news sites. You get what I mean? It's not very common. We are getting overthrown by Republican sites. So I think that was a little interesting too, but let's get into this.
So let's watch this.
I'm a big Messi fan, but let me just
answer my question.
Would you allow him, if he said I'm a woman, to play in the American women's national team?
Yes, right now. Hell yeah, are you kidding me?
Transgender female athletes in women's sports, only 18% of the country says that they should be, in fact, allowed to participate in women's sports.
Your argument is really bad on this, and you're out of your depth. You're correct that trans women should be able to compete in women's sports, but your argument for it is just scientifically and factually incorrect. I'm actually not bad about this. I'm 100% right on this. I don't give a the scientific explanations. People, if they identify as a woman, get to compete in sports. If that's not fair in the short term for a variety of little competitions, I don't give a
I mean, my goodness gracious, 79%. You rarely get 79% of the country to agree on anything.
Just because the majority of the country is against something doesn't mean that it's the right opinion. When LGBTQI movements first started and the HIV epidemic also first started, being pro-LGBTQ plus people was not widely accepted. It was not widely accepted to go against the Nazis. It was not widely accepted to go against slavery when slavery was a thing. It wasn't a widely accepted thing to go against the genocide of indigenous people when that was a thing, and go on and on and on. You can even do that comparison with Gaza now. Just because a movement is not widely popular in acceptance does not mean that it's not the right stance to take. So that's a little weird, and I would have expected Cenk to know that.
You'd let Lionel Messi play in the women's national football team and destroy women's football forever. You'd let Usain Bolt.
It'd be very difficult to get a ticket, which would suck.
I want to do a little checklist here. You'd let Usain Bolt compete as a sprinter in the American women's Olympic team.
Yes.
Okay. You would let Floyd Mayweather compete as a boxer in the women's American boxing team.
Opposing them in women's sports. You get 67% of Democrats, so 2/3 there. You get 64% of independents, so you get about 2/3 there.
So I'm right about this, you're wrong about this.
Okay, generally speaking, if you want to say that you're right about something, sure, everybody has their own opinions, and it's their opinions. That's why they think that they're right. It's another thing to say that you speak for the left. As you just saw there, 67% of Democrats have a position that is actually to the right of mine. I say that trans girls should be allowed to play in girls' sports in high school. 67% of Democrats say no, not allowed in any women's sports. So I'll work on my Democratic brothers and sisters, and I'll try to get them to my position on that. Nothing wrong with disagreements. And if Emma, Francesca, and others can convince 79% of the nation that is opposed to that to come over to that side, fantastic, happy to have it, okay? So I think where the issue comes in is when things get personal. So we got 3 rules, generally speaking, on air here at TYT that are relatively bright lines. So one is, and I say relative, I'll explain that in a second. One is no lying. 2 is no threats of physical violence. And number 3 is don't denigrate personally the other hosts in the network over and over and over again. And I say relatively bright lines because it should be relatively easy to follow, but I get that people have disagreements about, hey, what's a lie? Are what they say about crime stats a lie or not? No, I'm not going to nitpick that. And we get into heated debates from time to time, me and Ben Glebe in the past.
I think that's very interesting that he says no lying, because their coverage on the gangs in Springfield, Ohio, or Colorado, excuse me, their coverage of that was completely and utterly botched. We have done a video on this previously. It's on my YouTube channel, but they did that story so badly. The way they reported that was just so false, and it was so inflammatory in a way where they made it seem like it was gangs that were infiltrating the whole entire neighborhood, when that was categorically false, and it was really a landlord that wasn't taking care of the apartments. And so I don't know what kind of standard is happening here. I don't see it personally.
Me, Ben Mankiewicz, me, Michael Shore, etc. And I love those debates. And somebody might cross the line and say something they shouldn't have, but we usually hug it out. And so I'm not nitpicking here. What we're looking for is, hey, are we all rowing generally in the same direction, or are some of us drilling holes in the boat? And so are you doing it over and over again on purpose to try to create an issue? Or even if you're not trying to do it, you are creating an issue by our own. And I have applied this 2 other times, which I'll tell you about in a minute. This all started, unfortunately, when I went on Francesca's show, and we had what seemed like...
We've claimed the advantage, now hold it.
Until he made a turn. And this is one of them. Let me show you.
On tyranny, and he wrote, it's like 20 lessons from tyranny about things that has come to mind when you say, my strategy will protect us, is he has this chapter, I'm bringing up the first part of it, called Do Not Obey in Advance. And he writes, most of the power of authoritarianism
the lead is on.
What a more oppressive government will want, and then offer themselves without being asked. A citizen who
Hostiles
adapts in
reclaim
this
the
way
lead.
is teaching power what it can do. In other words, you don't have to do the sort of crackdown on the left.
We've taken the lead. Stay on task.
Or you don't have to come to me.
Again, you're misstating it. I'm doing the
We've
exact
given up the
opposite.
lead.
You're cracking down by saying, Jen, you're out of bounds. So you should stop your stupid opinion. And because you're implicating me.
I can't believe that a guy who I used to admire and who I thought had a lot of fight is trying to scratch the back of people who absolutely.
So we just spent an hour and a half of me not scratching their back. I'm trying to get.
I can show you more clips, man.
And you go back to scratching their back.
At least the trains will run on time.
The train's running on time, presumably a reference to Germany. I'm the collaborator, and I'm scratching the right wing's back by having my opinion. The opinion I've always had, an opinion I've had for years, and you guys have seen for years on the show. But if well, that's that opinion. That is immoral by definition. And but if you say, hey, Jen, collaborating with an authoritarian government and saying that that's what you're doing and you're helping the right wing, and then she's not open to the idea of taking a different opinion on this, that gets us the same result for protecting trans folks or whichever topic we're talking about. Okay, if you're not, and at that point I certainly hadn't done anything. I think that was, I didn't appreciate that, but that's okay. We kept going, and she's been on the network since. Then she started to do more and more and more, and it got more and more personal. So, discussion, this happened.
This was that Jake did with people who are left. There was one and there was one with Francesca. This is talking about with Francesca. The one with Mark Lamont Hill was separate, but Mark Lamont Hill is not in the TYT network from what I know of. I've never seen him as a commentator or a contributor whatsoever. I think that was completely separate from the network. What Francesca was referring to was Jake sitting down with Charlie Kirk at Turning Point and not really challenging Charlie Kirk.
Push them back!
To sit down and we need to kumbaya and try to find, middle ground.
We're winning. Keep it that way.
In the Turning Point discussion that he had with Charlie Kirk. There was one point where he asked the crowd where he was like, do you guys believe that trans people should have rights? And
you're dead.
Effectively booed or just was not with it. And it was embarrassing. And the way Jake responded to it was very much like, oh, well, it's okay. We can figure that out later. And it's like, challenging you and asking you why are you going on a stage about people who don't believe in basic human rights of certain people just because they don't accept their lifestyle or the way that they choose to identify with themselves. The way he responds is so different. It's so different. And it's, I don't really understand it. I don't think it's a grift. I think it's what you believe. I think it's who he really is. I think we're past the point of this being a grift. I don't think he's really benefiting from it. Also, the other side is not a thing when the other side doesn't even have human rights. Basic human rights.
Like that we can both be very Mediterranean about
incoming grenade!
We're like, yeah, we're just gonna yell and then we're gonna be fine and then we're gonna get over it. So that's the kind of
Thank you.
2 days later. I mean, I have my own thoughts on why he's doing it. I think, if you think your brain was broken by the 2024 election, I think we're looking at a case where someone's brain was broken even harder.
Okay, but look, guys, if she was I probably would have mine there. But it's about me, so I wanted to give more leeway. My brain is broken. And first time she's getting super personal. We're supposed to hash it out and be okay afterwards, but apparently not okay afterwards. But then there was a tip of the iceberg. She continued again and again.
I do think it's sad that even though the fold in the fray, they refuse to learn from us or listen to us. And I think that when you have been and class all intertwined with one another. On the right, the fascist goal is to divide us based on these lines. Look, I don't know who you want. I'm not even, I don't know if you're smart. You know what I mean? I don't even know. First of all, I don't know who your political mentors are. I don't know who you look up to. I don't know what your touchstones are. I don't know if you know your history, civil rights, women's rights, gay rights struggle in this country. I don't even
concepts, not smart. But guys, look, people have different opinions and they want to get say something at the end about that. But to me, the attitude that is toxic, and that's what I don't want to TYT.
Enemy expired.
TYT has turned into such a hostile work environment based on what the people who used to work with have said that most of them are like hot potatoes. I know.
Deploy Archangel.
Francesca being one of them. There's a bunch of other people as well. There was a trans on their computer team. She left. Ravana is anymore. I mean, there's so many people that I can name. It's one of those things where it's like, I want to cultivate a healthy environment when he's known for his own nephew or his own family member has come out and talked about how he treats the employees like shit as far as pay and workers' rights. You have multiple people dropping like hot potatoes from who have used to work at your network call you out on TYT or on Twitter, and tell them why you were problematic, and you still are. All you do is gang up with Anna and you say, oh, well, fuck you for all the tweets. Well, that's more Anna, but you know what I mean. So it's kind of weird that he's like, I want to cultivate a healthy work environment, and I want everyone to that respect does not exist, my guy. You got rich classes thing. I don't know what it is. Someone that's still working in his network and going on different shows and talking poorly about him and his network. I understand that. I get it. If you don't like that, that's its own opinion. If you don't like that, hit them hard! That should be a private conversation between the two of you, and then you guys can review what is best for both of you. Is Francesca still happy at your network? Do you still want her to work at your network, vice versa? At any workplace, not just TYT. What I don't understand is him claiming crash out thing going on there, and I don't know. Like, it's weird. The whole thing's weird. I think he's claiming one thing, but then the reality was completely different.
And I already told him that, and this guy wouldn't even learn from me. It's just such a deeply arrogant thought that if someone disagrees with you, they need to be re-educated, and maybe they haven't read any books at all. Okay, did she stop there? Of course not.
And yes, as I told Cenk, I do feel very implicated. I have felt implicated by their takes, specifically around
Put your head down and secure the target.
Definitely by this new heel turn since Trump's reelection. Misrepresentation of the Los Angeles fires. Responsibility lies on. It is enraging to see.
They're apparently responsibility. I don't know what her thought on that is, and I don't know why she's enraged by that, but that's okay. Apparently, I've taken a heel turn.
They never stood a chance. Proceed to extract.
Hell of an effort, everyone. We earned that.
Addicted to substances and saying that person was trying to start the fire in LA. That's what she was referring to. I don't know what Cenk is talking about. I had tried to blame one of the fires or the general fire on the houseless guy that was likely addicted to substances, struggling with substance abuse. Once again, you're not telling the whole story.
Every single day you see us criticizing Trump and Elon Musk over and over and over and over again, telling you how they're going to do a $4.5 trillion robbery and those tax cuts. Yesterday we talked about how they're already, hammering Social Security and costing good Americans, Social Security, $800 billion from Medicaid, how there's a series of robberies on the way, etc. But it's okay, let's just simplify things and say anyone who disagrees with us a little bit is a right-winger. But the good news is, at least Francesca will not be implicated anymore. And I never understood that, because she's been saying for a long time now that she was implicated by us. Then why keep taking the check? And it's not a big check, and Francesca has had, a career before us. She talks about that. Of course she did. And she'll have a career after us. There's no problem with that. So why, if you think we're collaborators and we've taken a heel turn and we're working with fascists, why did you choose to get implicated with us all these days? But good news, no longer implicated. Believe it or not, she did not stop there. This is now another show Watch.
So Jank's line up until this point has been, no, it's at the collegiate level and above. I think once you get to the college level and above, that's when it's bad. So he would be on board with what the NCAA said recently. But you're so dumb. You're so dumb. I don't even know how to explain it to you anymore. Unless, this is the other option, unless you also are a transphobe. You know what I'm saying? Unless you also are kind of a misogynist.
I am so mad at you right now, and you know who you are. But I'll be specific. All of the hundreds of people who suggested I react to the movie Ben and Arthur, I trusted you. And I watched this film, and I'm starting to think that you hate me. And now I'm paying it forward to all of you. Like that movie about paying it forward. It follows. So I hope you're ready for the sentimental and heart-wrenching tale of two men who he/historians honestly wouldn't be wrong for calling roommates, because that's about how much chemistry is between them. Also murder, and lots of it. A movie, if we're allowed to even call it that Queerty has called the worst gay movie ever, only to later issue a retraction and proclaim it the worst movie ever. And that Cinema Queer has deemed too bad to be parodied. If you've ever watched The Room and thought, could this be more gay but somehow less camp? This movie's for you.
Kill confirmed.
Without further ado, I present to
All
you
targets
generic
declared
white
hostile.
guy name and
Happy
other
hunting, Crimson.
generic white guy name. A movie by Sam Marovich. Written by Sam Marovich. Produced, directed, edited, acted by Sam Marovich. Boom mic'd by Sam Marovich. Funded by Sam Marovich. Everything else.
We've claimed the advantage. Now hold it.
Sam Marovich. Family coerced. The movie starts off as if it's a 1920s black and white silent film, but the only silent parts are the bits between dialogue where they've entirely cut out the audio.
Watch your fire!
Noise floor. And it's not really black and white because the white straights are white gays. Arthur's rally from his disgusting slumber in his the ring, because apparently Arthur's TV just broke down, and that's actually why he's sleeping right now.
Arthur, did you find out yet? No, I didn't find out. The TV just broke. I've been taking a nap.
Instead, it's Arthur's asking if he's heard the news. He can't find out that he's on his own. Ben reminds Arthur that there's actually a secret on the radio.
Forget the stupid TV. Did you try the radio? Broadcasting the radio. Okay.
And just in time, too, he's on the radio.
Enemy contact.
At the literal start of the movie, we pretty much everything they own in their virtually unfurnished apartment.
RCXD moving out. Assaulting through.
RCXD has been destroyed.
Push them back!
Take it out.
Before asking
So important about today's paper.
Arthur sure does his best to read the paper aloud, and it says that Hawaii has now voted sorry though on gay marriage.
The judge has put his
Eyes on enemy!
decision allowing gays to marry in the state.
RCX.
Hostile RCXD in your AO.
Joining the war in Iraq.
I need to tell you something. We've been together for 3 years. I'm still finishing up a divorce.
Drive them.
Dear Diary, I can't believe Ben. He's married to some bitch named Tammy.
Ben has been going through a pretty messy divorce, but even messier is the room in which we next.
Hellstorm strike available.
Ben is married to some bitch Tammy. Now they're gonna make it through this.
He was telling me he was always gay and got married due to peer pressure.
Come on, let's go!
I think I took it rather well. Important thing is we're gonna stay together.
He honestly sounds unhinged at this point, but I guess finding out your gay partner has a secret wife is kind of shit to the system. I'm gonna say right off the bat here that 90% of the issues this couple in this film have at this point could have easily been avoided by just actually communicating with each other. I know it's like 2002 and phones haven't been invented yet, but they have now.
Hellstorm strike. Authorization granted.
Hellstorm drop. Target to remote. PDAs, one enemy killed.
Emotional connection. This isn't a dating app. It's not supposed to resolve any conflicts. It's just about love and about taking the relationship you already have and some intention.
Stun it down! Pretty nice to
fun
see you
facts
again.
about people, and that's especially true with a partner. And after downloading your partner's phones, you get to the fun stuff like that really quickly. It's also just like a very simple sign up. Features are these little quiz games where you answer a set of questions for yourself, and then what you think your partner would say, and then your partner does the same, and it compares the results. You get to see the ways you align and learn new things in the process, like relationship strength and growth areas. And it's also fun just to see your differences. There was a specific set of questions for LGBTQ+ partners to answer that I thought were fascinating regarding where each person stands on embracing traditional relationship milestones. I appreciated seeing that in the app because I think that's important to discuss in queer relationships, and I don't really see that being talked about all that much. The Paired app is the interactive games, challenges, and tools designed to promote communication, trust, and intimacy. It can be hard to find time for meaningful and open daily communication, but the Paired app makes it easy and fun to connect more with your partner. And if you're forgetful like me, it will send you a notification that your partner has done one of the activities. So if you're into like love and a cute way to express it, click my link below to get a 7-day free and 25% off Paired Premium to deepen your connection with your partner.
Sending flashbang.
Sponsoring this video, which I'm now going to get back to. Tamala arrives on the scene, and the music would have us believe that she's the alien from the better movie, Alien.
I want a divorce.
Never actually seen each other before, which makes sense. Many married couples have.
If you have something to say, you best say it.
They're right where we want them. Finish the job.
Check one out.
Capers.
I want a divorce.
What?
I want a divorce. I'm a homosexual.
RCXD active.
The capers.
Enemy RCXD detected.
Ben work together?
Enemy RCXD spotted. Push them back!
Enemy 12 o'clock.
Like they're frat bros. Ben wants to be a musician, and Arthur wants to go to business school so we can run a porn shop?
All threats neutralized. Scour the area. Find whatever they're
They
hiding.
never stood a bloody chance.
Well, that's cool if that's what you want to do. It's good to have some goals.
Arthur flops around the wet socks and crusted sand.
Contact down. Target ID.
Hey, I want more.
I'm sorry. I just filled it.
There's a whole 2 inches left.
Is that okay for you?
I need more sugar.
Having been asked to be part of his literal job, I could not take it a second longer.
If I quit right now,
Well, if you're not happy here, yeah.
Doesn't the service suck? Aren't you gonna give me my sugar? No. You better give me my sugar, else I'm gonna tell your boss on you. Bye. I'm telling you here, I'm telling. That ought to show him.
While on the Helen hunt for a new job, Arthur auditions
Some great acting.
at a club. This scene, like the scene at the end, is the most messed up thing I've probably ever seen in a movie. But this scene, close second.
Hi. Hey, my name's Arthur Sales. I'm here for the audition.
Oh yeah, glad you made it. You ready?
And he's like, "Where's the music?" And the owner's like, "Oh, you don't need music. We don't have music at this dance club. The music budget for this film was nothing dollars."
Do I get any music or anything?
Nah, you don't need any music. The club hasn't opened yet. Go ahead, just wing it. Improvise something. Cut. That's great. Now, let's see your penis.
Stop! I want off. Down on his luck, Arthur knocks on a door that could be another job interview.
Overdrive. Let him have it, Black Ops.
Seen each other in 10 years, so naturally, they don't recognize each other.
I haven't seen you in, what, at least 7 years?
Yeah.
I barely recognize you.
Yeah.
Well, the Lord must have sent you to me. Please come in.
This is haunted by the demons. All while being lit.
Got one! Moving in!
Stroking a black cat like he's the Grand Supreme. For some reason, he knows $1,000 if he brings Ben over to his apartment.
And respect this apartment.
Arthur opens a letter, and sadly, it's not the anthrax he ordered, and instead it's a letter that says, "Don't forget me." It says, "You won't marry a man
taking control.
Because he can't read.
What is it? I don't know.
Once everything is sounded out and everyone's on the same page, for some better lighting, he says he wants to get a lawyer and
I shall snap your neck!
get married there, which I guess was an option this whole time. Even if the lawyer
Damn it, we've lost the lead.
I'm gonna be real with you here. I don't know anything about the law. I'll have to read up on it. I guess.
We got the lead. Now
no law stuff from the lawyer.
I'll see what I can do to help you guys out. But keep position 22.
She gets her legal fight it in court. Dares not recognize.
Enemy side coming in.
Marriage license proved in California, she says, for whatever reason. And besides, she has friends in the ACA. The phone when she calls her every day to be like, so Ben and Arthur board of presumably, and get married.
we've taken control.
Do you take me to be your wedded partner, to heaven to hold? Not something that is said at any weddings, and is
This shit ain't working. We lost these men.
There's a whole scene where the audio is mostly running water, a dog barking in the distance, Ben calling Arthur.
Everyone obey! Say this once. Do not fuck with me. Silent fight.
It's like, we're in Vermont, so it's recognized here. But, you know, when we go back to California, it's not going to be recognized. It doesn't feel like it. Enjoy your few more days here. You know,
I've got Semtex.
That's counter to everything I've learned from movies and television. We're getting married and having babies is the answer to all of life's problems. Insecurity.
Last trap, front.
And a baby to dog while he's getting Arthur's machine. He's holding a boa constrictor like Britney. Yet again. This is getting
Heads up. Frag.
which then directs him to investigator. Aha, he exclaims excitedly. He's just found what he's looking for. He doubts it. Private investigator.
yes, hello. I'd like to speak to a private investigator.
A wild
Enjoy.
Again, this is the start of the game where Victor yells, I'm the private investigator you hired. And Victor is like, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. A man, shut up. This is supposed to be a secret. And quickly goes inside before the neighbors can see. The PI is like, you might be wondering why I loudly announced that I was a private investigator. Well, you see, I'm actually just an
Spring mine spotted.
So, Victor thinks this is perfect for some reason. He tells the PI.
My brother is a homosexual. He's going to be married. I need to find out what his next move is.
Archangel.
Apparently 2 days later, Guy has information to give Victor, but as far as anyone can tell, he doesn't have any information.
Victor. Hi, yeah.
Frag set.
She comes home from a hard day's law. He starts music blares from somewhere.
Enemy grenade!
This is insane!
Feeding the fishes.
Here was so fucking wild.
Backup's not coming. You want to get out of this alive? You better step up.
Real stupid dramatic bitch calling a private investigator now. Victor is invited to dinner that I guess is
So, Arthur, what do you think?
The guy asks when Arthur is going to have a family.
They're the CIA. You think they were just gonna let you walk all
Thought we
over
just said
us?
you Black Ops types knew your business.
Whole dinner conversation about him and how gay he is, and Victor gets weirdly having any nieces or nephews for some reason. Of his own. Victor.
Turn me killed. Haven't you heard? No one stays there anymore. Stun incoming.
If you just join us for Bible study 5 days a week, we could take care of that for you and cleanse that sinfulness of yours.
Ben decides that it's time to leave. Arthur also decides that it's time to leave. And Victor's like, fine, bitch. I'll make my own nieces. Ben and Arthur hug in a highly romantic fashion because they are in love. What passes for sex in their household happens. The next morning, Ben wakes up to find flowers where Arthur should be.